What's going on, guys? The Strong Boys 19 here. This is part 2 of my big update. Sorry that I haven't been back on this channel for some time. Very busy with Hardgraft, and I've just done a gig with the band last night, and it was amazing. I had a really great time. You have to excuse me for the way I sound. I've just got a cold, so yippee. Oh, I really hate them colds. And so for this update, it's going to be a mixture of records that I've bought months back from a record convention to some of the stuff that I've bought recently. So yeah, I'll start things off, continue this update, I should say, for 2 books, just to begin this video. Gus and Me, The Story of My Granddad and My First Guitar. This is done by Keith Richards, and the art is done by Theodora Richards, and it is a very short story, but it's absolutely wonderful. What a great tribute to Keith Richards' granddad, who got him introduced to music and got him to learn guitar. No wonder Keith absolutely loves guitars so much that he just thought of this wonderful idea to make that little story of when he was intrigued by the guitar and his granddad taught him how to play guitar, when he first started. Anyways, I highly recommend this. The art, the colors, and the story is just wonderful. Not too expensive, so if you love book reading, if you love Keith Richards, you need to check this out. I highly recommend it. And this other book, this is John Lennon's second book, A Spaniard in the Works. This is the first issue, this is the first print, an original from 1965. I did check. There are later pressings of this book, but I had to check. It is an original. The stories, from what I've read so far, very nonsensical, random, and quite out of the ordinary humorous, I guess you could say. So there's a lot of different, random stories that Lennon wrote, and he was quite a character. So this is his second book, not his first one, and I'm very happy to have this original rare piece of Beatles memorabilia, and I'm going to add this to my John Lennon collection as well. Now for some of the CDs. Chicken Shack Imagination Lady, really nice cover art. Chicken Shack, a blues rock driven band. The guitar playing, just absolutely great from Stan Webb, and the music was just very good stuff. Tracks like If I Were a Carpenter to Poor Boy, and the other tracks, as I said, very much blues rock sounding, but it does have some effective energy to this, with some wah-wah and some really good drumming from Paul Hancock. So check out Chicken Shack. And the next album, The Zombies, Odyssey and Oracle. Love this cover art. Haven't listened to this yet, so I need to check it out, because I'm really interested to listen to more of the psychedelic stuff from the 1960s. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to check this one out. The next album, Frank Sinatra, In the Wee Small Hours. This is definitely a fantastic album. This was the first Sinatra album I've ever heard, and it's just beautiful. Sinatra's voice always blows my mind. He's just one of the top greatest vocalists of all time, and the incredible orchestra. So no wonder this album is a massive success from Sinatra's career. And the last CD, I just had to buy this. This is a live album from an incredible um, blues star who's going to be reaching a lot of a lot more success and fame in the future. This is Rebecca Downs' Be Live album, and the packaging in this is outstanding. And the live album, sound wise, production wise, so damn amazing. Really great sound from the instrumentation to Rebecca's outstanding vocals, and I mean outstanding. You need to check Rebecca Downs out. Um, Definitely one of the best live albums I've heard in a very, very long time. So I highly recommend it. Now onto the records. Uh, let's start with this first one, Faust, the Faust tapes. I really, really like Faust a lot. They're one of my favorite German bands, but unfortunately, whenever I listen to the both sides, side one, side two from this album, I hear a lot of loud crackles throughout the record, and it just disappoints me. And this is an original as well, so I think I'll have to buy another original copy of this. But this album is one of those very out there and out of the ordinary albums. It's a combination of krautrock to random pieces of music, concrete. Um, you could say other things if you have heard this album. So that's the Faust tapes from Faust. The next one is Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention, Uncle Meat. Very thrilled to have this one. This is one of my most favourite Mothers albums. And what's even cooler is that um, this is my first Zappa Mothers album that I bought that contains the Blue Bizarre label. This is just so damn amazing. Um, it's in great shape, and the sound is top notch. And it has been a very long while since I have listened to Frank Zappa's music. Not an original. This is one of the later pressings. But you know, I just I was just blown away that I'm very lucky to have a Blue Bizarre Records pressing of a Zappa album like Uncle Meat. The other ones that I have from Zappa aren't originals um, or um, or released from the Blue Bizarre label because they're later pressings. But anyways, that is that Uncle Meat by Frank Zappa and the Mothers of Invention. Now this album, I have shown you guys this album from the first part of this update. Aqua by Edgar Froese, or Froese. Sorry, I've been butchering his name. But this is an unofficial pressing. I have bought this album twice because the first time I've shown you this album, it was an original from Update Part 1. Um, this is an unofficial pressing. So, yeah, I just thought I'd show you this again. This unofficial pressing, where I've already shown you the original of it. Um, Moving on, we have some Miles Davis, Milestones. This is another really great one. Um, the tracks themselves are, fun to listen to, and the incredible playing from Paul Chambers to John Coltrane and the rest of the band, including Miles Davis. I mean, I just can't miss him out. He's one of my biggest inspirations in music because he was one of those really effective and powerful musicians. Anyways, so that is Milestones by Miles Davis. The next one is Stevie Wonder, Inner Visions. This is a fantastic album. Gatefold. This is an original. This has some really great songs on this. Music-wise as well, like Too High, Living for the City, Higher Ground, Visions. Really cool cover art as well. And I love Stevie Wonder. Tangerine Dream with Sorcerer. This is a pretty great soundtrack. I've never seen the movie at all yet, but if I do watch the movie, I will be thinking of Tangerine Dream. So yeah, the next two albums are Roxy Music albums. Here is the self-titled album with the gatefold. The reason why I decided to buy the first two Roxy Music albums is because of one of my heroes, Brian Eno. So I haven't checked out the first two Roxy Music albums yet, but I would love to listen to it. And the second album is For Your Pleasure. And again, I'll just show you the gatefold. Sorry that this is a really long video, guys. I should have done this a lot more earlier, but as I said, I was busy. Yeah, so Roxy Music are definitely a really good sounding band. Not because that Eno was in it, but from the other members of the band. And the last record for this update, Frank Sinatra sings for Only the Lonely, and this album really great. I mean, Sinatra's vocals were just absolutely mind-blowing. Not an original, one of the later pressings from Capitol, but this album, from when I listen to it, it does have a bit of crackling, but I can still hear the vocals and the wonderful instrumentation from this. So no wonder this album had been one of Sinatra's most acclaimed releases. Come Fly With Me is, for now, my favourite Sinatra album, but you know, I have to check out others. So that is it. That is this update, guys. I hope you guys have enjoyed it, and for the next video, it'll be on my Dorje band promotion video, and the next album review will be Pink Floyd's Wish You Were Here. Thank you guys for watching, and I will keep you guys posted for more videos in the near future. I don't know why I say guys a lot already.